You cannot tolerate something on this end and then turn a blind eye, as I think Andrew or Andre would have said, on the other end.
Yeah.
So let's stop playing games here, and then we want to have national discussions about who we want to be and where we want to go, and you want to just pomp and pageantry about politicians. I mean, it's sickening, and I'm starting to get upset, and I'm going to become incoherent right now because, it's foolishness. It's just absolute foolishness that we want to talk seriously and eloquently about where we want to go and who we want to be, but yet we are unwilling to change and unwilling to operate within the law.
Dr. Wisdom, Mr. Simon is talking about the politics of hypocrisy, and that is where our country is failing miserably right now.
Let me say this, folks. We've gone through almost all of the time, and I just want to end with you. I want your personal vision of the future, but Phil, I'm glad you did that, because we do apparently need to get upset. We apparently do need to get out there and show how we truly feel and do something. That's what this is all about. That's what the blueprint for the future of the Commonwealth of Bahamas by Raynard Rigby is all about, and meant to stimulate more conversation, and we will be having more of that, because there's something wrong here in this country, and we all feel it, but there's a fear to act. But I think that fear is subsiding. Starting here, starting right now, I want each of you to give us, in the few minutes remaining, your vision of the Bahamas, the future Bahamas that you want to see. I want to start with you, Ms. Hyler.
In my vision for the Bahamas, I want to see a Bahamas in the next 10 to however many years that I'm allowed to live. A Bahamas where people, particularly young people, are motivated to contribute to their nation. I want to see a Bahamas where young people feel a sense of pride and national identity. I want to see a Bahamas where they care about the environment and being clean and tidy. I want to see a Bahamas where it is okay to be a barber because you want to make people feel good about looking clean in that way. Where it's okay to be an artist and not expected to make millions of dollars, but you're sharing your art form to enhance the Bahamas. I want to see individuals be allowed to be individuals that contribute to our society. I want to see a Bahamas that has a sustainable economy, that is diverse, even if it's only diverse in tourism, where we've allowed our fishermen to begin exporting to large corporations all over the world and not just the US. I want to see a Bahamas where people are exposed to the harsh realities of situations that would no longer have been happening here, hopefully, but that are happening around the world. And so they have a greater appreciation for what we would now have. I want to see a Bahamas that is environmentally friendly, and we're talking about development. I want that development to be sustainable. I want to see a Bahamas where I can live in Athens, but my education is just as good as the education in New Providence. Crooked Island, that plug in again. And that is what I want to see. I want to see a Bahamas that returns to, I'm going to marry this girl and we're going to have kids, and in that order. I want to see that sort of Bahamas, one that is once again morally based, following a plan that is going to take us into the future, and one that takes into account everything that is Bahamian.
Okay, thank you. Andrew.
My vision for the Bahamas, it's one where we're going to put aside the partisan politics and realize that we have some serious problems in this country, and it's going to require everybody to come on board and to formulate what that plan is going to be, where it's going to be an economy where we're going to put our money behind all the nice talk that we have every 5 years. That when we say that we believe in Bahamians and we support Bahamianization, that it's not just a catchy phrase, but we realize that we have talented people throughout this, the archipelago, who really, if given the opportunity, can do some really good and dynamic things, not just in this country, that other people around the world can look at and admire. And so I'm looking for that kind of Bahamas.
Okay. Rob?
Yes, I am looking forward to Bahamas whereby we can have a tax structure that keeps in mind what is in the best interest of this country, where we won't be continually importing vehicles because it's a major tax base, destroying what visitors are looking for, and that is paradise, making it a major congested island that reminds them of the hustle and bustle of where they came from. I'm looking forward to a Bahamas where Bahamians will feel that if they have an idea, they can confidently take that idea to a bank or a venture capitalist and not be afraid that someone is going to take that idea away from them. And so they rather hold that idea in the secret reservoirs of their minds, because if they can't see it through to fruition, it's not going to happen. I like to see a Bahamas where we can look at persons for what they have to say and not because of, and not have it put into the context of what political party they support. Okay. I'm looking forward to Bahamas where we are concerned not just about our own families, but about all Bahamian families, and understanding that if our educational attainment is of a very low standard, then we then need to look with a great deal of fear about the economic agreements that would put us at an economic disadvantage to others who may come in and be far more prepared for it. So I am for progress, but I believe that we have to focus on how we can best prepare our Bahamian people to take advantage of what is left or what lies in our future.
Okay, okay. Mr. Simon.
Very simply, I want to see a country where we have fallen in love with ourselves again and each other, and we make love every day.
Beautiful.
Doing that now.
Understand what I say by that?
Yes. And Tony, we started with Anastasia. We want to end with the oldest guy in the room.
I am not actually. But, you know, my vision for the 21st century Bahamas is one, in the first instance, of social inclusion. One, that the Bahamas takes its rightful place in the community, and the world community that is. One where we have a plan that incorporates the family islands as well as just a Nassau. I'm looking for one that education becomes synonymous with excellence. And I'm looking for Bahamas where the color of our skin or party affiliation does not determine the height that a Bahamian young boy or girl in Baintown or Crooked Island can achieve.
Okay. Crooked Island plug just keeps
Is that the grandma?